All right, Mick, I'll try to write this out for you, but it'd be faster for me to run through it with you on a video. So here goes, and I'll try to write this out here in a bit. But at least you'll have something. Okay, so the eviction process in South Dakota, as it currently stands today, there is a law that was passed by Governor Nome here, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, that will speed this up a little bit, but that's not going to take effect until, I believe, July, whenever the laws go into effect. So then we'll have to figure out what the new version looks like. All right, so most leases have some sort of grace period built into them. Ours has a 3-day grace. I've seen 5, I've seen 7, 10. So you have to look at the lease, but let's go with the 3-day because that's usually the minimum that you see. Because there's kind of a law that kind of talks about that you can't start the eviction process until after the 3rd anyway. So we'll just go with the 3rd. So rent's due on the 1st, late on the 3rd. The first process you have to do is serve them with a 3-day notice to pay or quit. You can't serve that on the weekends or a holiday. So that puts you down to the 6th. Now, let's say you're ready to go, and this one is the fastest you can do it, and I'll do another video with what's more likely, and then how a tenant can really stretch this thing out. So on the 6th, you serve the 3-day notice. You count 1, 2, 3 days, and then you can't do anything this day. So on the 10th, if you're Johnny on the spot, you get your 4-day summons and complaint prepared by your attorney. And let's say he's got nothing else to do. All he does is lives for evictions. And he gets that done. He gets in the process server's hand. That process server is really good. And the tenant's at home because you have to serve this one. The 4-day summons has to be served on the person. This one you can actually show up 6 hours apart and then post it to the door and sign an affidavit that you were there twice, 6 hours apart, posted it. That's sufficient for this one. The 4-day summons, you have to actually serve it on the person. So let's say he gets lucky and actually gets that served on the person. Best case scenario, you can't get any better than that. Can't count the weekend. Then you count 4 days. 1, 2, 3, 4. The 17th is the earliest you can petition the judge for a default judgment, and that assumes that the tenant has not responded in these 4 days. So on the 17th, you send a letter to the judge saying, Your Honor, this is what we did. We're asking for a default judgment, and we're asking for possession of our property back. Even in the best case, it's not going to get done that day, so you're not going to have the holidays, and that's assuming the court is in session. Let's say this judge he's got nothing going on. He gets it signed and back to us on the 20th. We then take it down we go run right off to the sheriff on the 20th. Generally what they're going to do is they're going to schedule a time for the set out, and they usually are going to push that out several days, and that's if they're not busy. So they're going to go show up at the property on the 21st, and they're going to post a notice, and they say, hey, we're coming back on the 23rd to lock you out. So please get your stuff and move out so we don't have some unpleasant confrontation when we come back with guns and bulletproof vests. So usually they're going to set that 48 hours out, and so on the 23rd they're going to show up with 2 guys and guns to remove the tenant and lock them out. So the 23rd, that's best case, best possible scenario. Everything lines up. Nobody drops a ball. Nobody's busy. That is the best case scenario of getting a tenant out in South Dakota is 23 days on this particular month.